Road to the Knockout Team 2 is here. I've released a new objective. It is a Squad Battles objective, and it is a UECL, Europa, or UEFA Conference League, Kruse. Now, I'm honestly not sure what this card is about. 68 pace. I don't know. Necessarily, he's never been meta, and I think EA a little bit of a miss with this one, but then again, chuck a hunter on him. He's got some nice shooting, passing, and dribbling stats, so who knows. But anyway, boys, today, what we're going to be doing is going over all of these objectives. I'm going to give you guys my tips and tricks, then I'm going to build a squad builder that you guys can use to help you, speed up the process with this. The squad builder will be a relatively cheaper one for those of you that don't have as big of a budget, maybe between like 10 and 20,000 coins. Remember as well, boys, if you are new to the channel, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for objective guides, player reviews. We do some tier lists now and again, pack openings. We basically do it all on this channel. Without further ado, boys, let's get into it. So first up, we've got score a finesse goal in 3 separate squad battle matches on at least professional difficulty. Obviously, you can do it in division rivals as well if you do wish. It does say, in brackets, all rivals. Personally, I do think squad battles is a whole lot easier. So score a finesse goal in 3 separate squad battles is simply just the right bumper and the shoot button. Assist 5 goals with crosses in squad battles on at least professional. Now a cross, obviously self-explanatory, is going to be square square on the PS4. I'm pretty sure it's X on the Xbox. I could be wrong with that one though. Score with a German midfielder in 4 separate squad battle matches on at least professional, and play 10 matches in squad battles on at least professional difficulty. Now personally, 10 games with this card. It's roughly 15 minutes a game, 6 minutes a half, so it's 12 minutes. Plus obviously when the ball goes out, loading in between games, it's going to take roughly, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours to complete this card. And obviously he's got that upgrade factor. Plays for Union Berlin. I'm not too sure on the position they are in right now, but nonetheless it looks quite simple, so this is probably going to be a bit of a shorter video. Let's just get into a squad builder that you guys can use to get these objectives done. Right, so this is the team and we have come up with relatively simple. We've just gone for a 4-4-2 formation. This is roughly coming in between 10 and 20,000 coins as well. So at left striker we have gone for the one and only Boo. If you know, you know. Absolutely lovely card. 6 foot, high medium, 4-star skill moves there as well. He's just a very meta card, isn't he? 90 pace, very, very solid. Paired up, we have gone for Doniel Malian. Now, what a card this is as well. I know lots of people were using him in their starter team. Now, for the midfield, we've gone for a full German midfield because obviously one of the objectives is simply score with German midfielders. Now, midfielders is right mid, left mid, cam, centre mid, and CDM. So obviously the whole midfield here does qualify. Now we have gone for Goosens, which might be a little bit surprising, but the German left wing slash left mid is a very limited positions, and Goosens, I'm pretty sure it's actually pronounced, is not a bad option whatsoever. Not ideal, but he'll definitely do the job. I feel like with this German midfield, just try and make sure you're scoring a goal with them every single match. Obviously you only have to score in 4 separate matches with them, I believe. Now obviously keeping the Bundesliga vibe going with the defense, at left back we've gone for Paulo Otavio. Centre back we've gone for Klosterman. It says I brought him for 9,000, but I played like 189 games with him. He's been my centre back since day one, and I can confirm this dude is an absolute tank. He's now down to like 1,000 coins. In my opinion, one of the best value centre backs on the game. Paired up with another meta centre back in Akanji. Right back we have gone for Zefawik. I'm once again probably butchering that. I'm just glad I'm not going to try and pronounce his first name. Now if you do have a little bit of a higher budget, then you could simply go for Mbabu. I believe he's 4,000 or 5,000 coins at the minute, but if you do obviously want to go for a little bit of a cheaper budget, this dude is currently the second fastest Bundesliga right back, and all you really need is pace, don't you? Now in there as well, it doesn't really matter, but we have gone for Trap. Now he's got rushes out of goal, comes for crosses, and leadership trait. Leadership trait doesn't mean anything, but the rushes out of goal and comes for crosses is a really two nice traits to have. I used his inform. I got his inform in the red pick, and he was absolutely class. So I'd imagine his 82 would also be very solid as well. Now boys, obviously going into the tip number 1, it is simply going to be filling the bench up. You've got no squad, restrictions I should say. As long as you've got the German midfielders in there, you're absolutely sorted. So what I'll do is fill up the bench with the best players in your club. For example, I've got a first owner Messi and a first owner Ronaldo, a little bit of a slight flex here. But for example, it might not be Messi and Ronaldo for you, but just fill your bench up with some nice meta players in your club that you can sub on. Now tip number 2, boys, I'm going to load up Footbin. Now I have do have to mention, I'm not sponsored by FootBin or anything whatsoever, but let's take, let me switch over the screens real quick. Now let's take, for an example, who we're going to use as an example today? We're going to use Malian as an example today. So basically FootBin, as I said, I'm not sponsored, I just use this app, it's a very, very good app. So as you can see, Malian, 700 coins on the PS, 700 on the Xbox, and 700 on the PC. Now the handy thing, ignore the ads by the way, now the handy thing with FootBin is you can like experience with different chemistry styles and it will tell you, you know, his stats in game. For example, let's chuck a Hunter chemistry style on him, boom, he goes up to 99 pace, 85 shooting, he goes to 92 finishing, and in game, as you can see here, he goes to an 84 rated striker in game. So the moral of the story, boys, chemistry styles are absolutely huge. You don't have to go out and buy shadows and hunters. For example, you could just search your club. For example, I've got a marksman on me, that will give him, I'm pretty sure, a shooting, a passing, and a physical boost, I'm pretty sure it is, and it will just significantly make them feel a lot better in game. So instead of having 79 shooting, you'll have like 88, 89 shooting in game. So if you are struggling, then there is that. Now remember, you do have to play the games on at least professional difficulty. So if you head over to squad battles, my number one tip for this, basically you can refresh your squad battles every so often. So as you can see, you're given 4 teams. Usually you've got 2 good teams, like a 185 and a 182, and sometimes they give you 1 shit team, sometimes they give you 2, sometimes if you're lucky they'll give you 3, and if you're really unlucky you won't have an easy team. But for example, 65 rating and 51 chemistry. Now we're going to view this squad by playing a left wing on 2 chemistry, by playing, you know, this is an awful team. So obviously you're going to want to make sure you play the shit teams, make it on professional difficulty, which is what you need, and then you can just keep refreshing and it will just keep going over and over again, and you just keep playing the worst teams, because obviously playing a lower rated team with bad chemistry is going to be a whole lot easier than playing a high rated team. Now we're going to go over the squad battles again, the objectives again, just to kind of recap and make sure that it will all work okay. So I've got touch of quality, score a finesse goal in 3 separate squad battles. Does not matter who you score it with. Once again, right bumper plus shoot for Xbox and R1 plus shoot for PS. Now we have got assist 5 goals with crosses. Obviously that is the square button on the PS and the X button on the Xbox. Score with a German midfielder in 4 separate matches. So it's either going to be De Hood, I'm pretty sure it is, Can, and I think Baku and Gosens was my 4 German midfielders, and it's only in 4 separate matches. Then you've got the play 10 matches in squad battles on at least professional difficulty. Now this one, it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, you could get the 4 games done with your team that I've just built for you guys, and then for the remaining 6 you can just switch over to your main team if you want, because there is no team requirements for the 10 squad battle games. Hopefully this video did help you guys out. Obviously as well, I'm not too convinced on this card in my opinion. I'm not too sure if he's going to be worth a grind, but let me know if you guys have done him. Let me know how you find him in game. It'd be very interesting to see how that pace holds up. If you guys did enjoy, if it did help, make sure to drop a like, as it does push the video out to more and more people. Drop a sub if you're new as well, and until next time boys, see you later.